Is America spending too much for its intelligence agencies to keep us safe? Hello, this is ChartGPT today. Kind of asked this question. We've got a lot of wars going on, rumors of wars, and a lot of work going on with our intelligence agencies. Are they keeping us safe? Are we spending too much money? Well, this is a debate, of course. Here's the top 10 powerful intelligence agencies around the world. Obviously, the CIA is the top. But obviously, we have in India, Israel with the Mossad, the FSB, Russia, and the MI6, and other agencies in the Arab world there. So these are kind of like the top 10. You can follow the post link in the description box below to see the top 10. Here's kind of a layout of all the different agency departments. And I'm sure this is not correct because there's probably agencies not listed here because you will never know. It's very hard to get information about our intelligence agencies because that's the whole point, to keep it secret, right? On our behalf, of course. Here's it's hard to get this data to find out exact data, but here's the best we could do here. I'm sure it's probably off, but it's probably close enough. Of the national defense budget, the U.S. spends close to 11-12% of its budget just on gathering intelligence. I guess that makes sense. I don't know. I'm not an expert in this area, but that's what we're spending. And part of that is obviously the CIA, but it's also the military defense budget. Here's a little bit more drill down, a little bit more recent here in terms of what Bloomberg says. We're spending about 85 billion there between military and national intelligence programs, so they're getting a lot of money there. I hope we're getting really safe with this. Here's kind of a breakout. It's a little bit old, I'm sure, but it gives you an idea. About half of it goes to the NSA and the CIA. NSA is kind of the data capturing. Of course, you got the spy satellites, which can get really expensive. So that's kind of where the breakout is in different areas of the agencies. So there's a lot of money being spent on our behalf. This is kind of an interesting chart here. Places of power for digital infrastructure. Obviously, Northern Virginia, Beijing, London. I don't know where they got this data, but the statistic got this to where a lot of this money is being spent on data collection, so they judge it by the power sources, which is kind of interesting. So the question is, are we spending too much? Well, it depends on what you get for what you spend, right? So let's take a look at, here's the top threats of America. Cyber terrorism, development of nuclear weapons in North Korea. I'm not sure they're spending all that money on that. Nuclear weapons, Iran, international terrorism, spread of infectious diseases, that's a big one. And China and global warming, we're spending all this money for global warming intelligence, interesting. Anyway, so these are kind of the top threats to the U.S. according to Americans. Here's kind of a bogey, I suppose, if this is true. The actual threats have kind of risen into the 2022 period, but 2021 period, but now they've tapered off. But they have risen substantially since the early 2000s. So on one hand, it's back down to normal, but it's interesting that the far left here is considered the more dangerous. We always thought the far right was the problem. So anyway, so the point is are we getting our money's worth? Well, that's a debate. Sometimes people think that they create more problems than they solve through some of their shenanigans. Give us your answer in the polling. Is our intelligence agency making us more safe, and are they worth their money? And take our online poll for that. Take a look at the AI, and they tell us a little bit about whether they think we're being made safe or not. Don't forget to subscribe.